So in the movie Luca, the character Alberto who teaches the title character the saying Silencio Bruno. This is his way of telling Luca to silence his paranoid thoughts whenever he wants to do something daring. So if Luca is worried that what he's about to do is going to be too risky or dangerous, he tells himself Silencio Bruno in order to get himself to do daring things, which is probably a phrase that I could incorporate in my own life. But anyway, let's talk about the movie where the line Silencio Bruno comes from. This is Disney and Pixar's Luca. Hi everybody, Bloodman Bobby here. So I am finally reviewing Disney and Pixar's Luca. Overall, I thought it was a pretty good movie. It's a nice adventure with its sweet moments and a surprisingly thrilling climax, and it's got some really engaging characters as well, both heroes and villains. So what exactly is Luca about? Well, in the movie, the title character and his friend Alberto are sea monsters that turn into humans in order to enter this race to win some money in order to hopefully they could afford this motorbike to go off on their own adventures. And along the way, they come across this peppy character named Julia who offers to help them out. So let's talk about what I really liked the movie first, and then we can get into the things that I didn't really like as much. So I'd say the best aspect of Luca is the characters. I found them to be really engaging and identifiable, and I found Luca to be a really relatable person. He's a wide-eyed protagonist with a very vivid imagination and an interest in visiting the human world, but you also identify with a lot of the fears he has, especially with how dangerous it could be, because the town itself, like, one of the really big dangers of the town is that they really hate sea monsters and they want to kill them, and so that's why throughout the movie Luca and Alberto have to try their best to avoid any kind of water, because if they get splashed even a little bit, their skin starts to turn back into that of a sea monster. So I thought that was really creative, and I found Luca to be a very identifiable character, especially for myself as a very paranoid person myself with a lot of ideas. And Alberto is also a great character. He's a very brave character who helps Luca face his fears and teaches him what he knows about the human world. And Julia is a lot of fun to watch and is very energetic, and it's really cool to see her helping out her two new friends, and how, she's basically like, hey, we may be underdogs, but we could work together to win this really cool race. Which, by the way, the race in the movie, it's a triathlon that involves eating pasta, swimming, and this bike race. And one of the most surprising characters about the movie is its antagonist, Ercole, which when I first saw him, I was like, oh, okay, so he's basically he's the bully, he's the jerk that is discouraging in Luca and Alberto. So I thought he was just going to be like a typical movie rival. But as the movie went on and we see what lengths he was willing to go to win the race and to make Alberto and Luca look bad, he went from being a sort of movie bully to this potentially dangerous person. I was kind of surprised how intimidated I was by Ercole, especially in the second half of the film. So yeah, so he was probably one of the most surprising characters. In terms of the story, it's well paced and it is a fun adventure. Something I really liked about the first half of the movie is that the movie really took its time for Luca and Alberto to become accustomed to the human world. They don't just do the thing where they say, hey, let's meet up and go to the human world. The movie actually takes its time to show Luca's personal life. I really thought it was creative that he's sort of this like shepherd, like he helps out raising a bunch of these fish that are actually they're like sheep in that they look like fish, but they actually go bah, like they're sheep. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I also really liked how the movie took its time for Alberto to teach Luca not only to face his fears but also to teach him what he knows about the human world. And when they actually get to this town, they don't just do the thing where it's like, oh, okay, you're supposed to say that and this is how you eat spaghetti and that kind of thing. Like, no, you actually see them, like, make some of the same mistakes like quite a few times. And I liked how now the movie is paced like that in that it takes its time for the two for Luca and Alberto to learn about actually being in the human world. It actually makes me feel like I'm right there by them, learning how to become accustomed to this new environment. So I thought that was a really good storytelling. I guess if I had a problem with the movie, I would say, especially the second act of the movie kind of goes the route you pretty much expect. I mean, you've got the two characters who's having ambitions to see the world, which leads them meeting a friend to help them win this race, and there's a message about facing fears. Not that it's done poorly, but around the end of the first half of the movie, I did get that feeling of, well, I've definitely seen this before, and I thought this was about what I expect. So if there's a problem, I would say I felt that the second act maybe could have done more to stand out more, because it just kind of flows like a sort of typical adventure. Again, not that it's done poorly, it just kind of feels like I've seen this kind of story before, and I think it would have been nice if it could have done more things to stand out. Yeah, but when we got to the third act of the movie, I would say this is by far the most engaging aspect of Luca. In that, first of all, we start to see the story diverge from, I would say, the expectations. I'm not going to get into spoilers in this review, but when we see that Julia teaches Luca even more about the human world, and Luca wants to go off and learn even more, we start to sort of see this rift form between him and Alberto. And when I first saw that, I was like, hey, what's going on here? Why is Alberto, like, feeling this, like, sort of, like, really great aggression toward Luca? But as the movie went on, but what I liked about that is I felt that I was just as, like, confused about Luca and thinking, what's going on here? Why is he so grumpy and, like, starting to become unenthusiastic? But as the movie went on, I started to sort of gain that understanding that Luca had, where he was like, oh, so I see that's why Alberto was really concerned. It's not just a matter of, like, of like disagreements in their friendships. There's a lot more to it that gives it a bit more emotional weight, but I won't go into it in this review because I don't want to get too spoilery. And I would say the most thrilling part of the movie was its climax. It was the one part of the movie where I sort of subconsciously stopped taking notes because I was really at the edge of my seat and wanting to see Luca succeed. Not going to really talk about why I kind of felt this great urgency and great concern for Luca in the climax of the movie, but it is a very thrilling climax, and I was rooting for him all the way and being really concerned if he was going to be okay by the end. So overall, I would say Luca is a pretty good movie. It's a good adventure with great characters. It's got sweet moments, especially the ending. I actually got a little teary-eyed at the ending, and it is a conclusion that I didn't expect, and it also has a really thrilling climax. I felt the second act of the movie could have maybe done more to stand out. Again, not that it's done poorly. It's fine. It's just that I felt that it could have maybe had some more creative surprises thrown in there. But I thought overall Luca was a pretty good adventure from Disney and Pixar. So, alright, so that is my review of Disney and Pixar's Luca. Have you seen the movie? Are you interested in checking it out? If you have seen the film, what are your favorite moments? And what are some of your least favorite moments? Leave all those thoughts down below. And until next time, this has been Bloodman Bobby. And thank you all for watching. Hi everyone, thanks for watching this Blood Moon Bobby video. Like and share the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel to see more of my videos and ring the bell to be notified about my latest uploads. Don't forget to follow me on social media for my latest opinions and video updates. I hope to see you next time.